Hi, I hope that you can hear me. I cannot see you, but that's all right. So everything is said. We can start. Do you know what is a WordPress? Yes, you know. What is a WordPress multisite? Have you ever tried? Can I get some hand? Oh, this is not a lecture for you. This is beginner. Sorry. So we can start. Multisite is the definition that you can find online is that it is abandoned child of WordPress, but it's not true. This WP drama that's happening now bring up to the surface that WordPress was a fork from B2 and also B2++. That was originally multi-site, and it was introduced in WordPress 3.0, and it is a special mode of operation where you can network of websites. So, what are the ingredients for this? So you must have a server and hosting that supports this type of installation. Most of shared companies that give you shared server won't allow you to use multi-site. Also, you use one WordPress installation, plugins and themes. You have to have strong will and a lot of steel nerves because it can be troublesome on start. For me it was. So this is standard disclaimer. So when you go to pharmacy and buy a drug, this is type of disclaimer you got. So presentation is only for educational purposes, and one thing is pretty most important of everything is that you play. Start, use, play. No matter if you fall, just keep it playing. So this is clickbait. One of the important persons, one of my friends in WordPress Serbia community, Alexander Pascu, told me that in his presentation, he's one of the best storytellers of our time, and he said titles are pretty important, so they will keep your attention, and this is the reason why you're here. So when you search on also, most of the people are asking, how can I monetize this? How can I monetize WordPress? One of the ways you can monetize, but it's pretty hard, like everything in WordPress world. You can use just 7 steps to install multi-site, and that's the start of your financial freedom. So, as always, everything starts in WP config file. One thing that you should add is define WP allow multi-site. You just define that constant and set it to true. And log out, log in, and you find that nothing happens. Everything is same. And that's the start of the problem, and that's the first moment when you say, I failed. No, you are not failed. You can just see tools menu that is presented in every WordPress installation. Under that menu, you will see one more new thing, and that's network setup. So that is the main menu for setting up, first time setting up multi-site. So in this moment, you have the most important setting is addresses of sites in the network. So ways you can use subdomains and you can use folders. Do you know what subdomain is? So it's in front of the main domain, so it's part of the main domain. It's mapped to your main domain. So this is also important part. So you can, if you are working on your local host machine, maybe you use Docker or use WAMP, XAMPP, MEMP or so, then there is only one option. If your PC is not set up to use subdomains, you will have only options to use subfolders. In any other case, you can use subdomains. And also, if you have content on your existing website, then subdomains is the option. Network title is the name of your network of sites. And the network admin email is administrator email. All those things you can find online. You can contact me, you can find online. I found it online. So everything that's introduced here should be put inside of WP config and HT access. And you can see the difference between those two is just one line. Subdomain install false and subdomain install where main domain is entered. So you can see, just a second, you can see here. So domain false is true. That is the reason. That is the main difference, sorry. And this is something that you should add to htaccess, and after you add everything, your multi-site is started. Why you should use multi-site? The first question of all. If you want to manage everything from one centralized place and using only one installation, then multi-site is the solution. Also, those are just the titles. I gave ChatGPT my complete text of presentation. I asked what should be the titles of separate sections, and this is what ChatGPT gave us. So, one by one, important insights. So, you installed everything, you cleared out of trouble, now it's time to set everything up. You must know a couple of things. So, there is only one installation. At starters, only one database. And that can be potentially a problem because every site in your network is part of your network and part of the same database. So every site will have separate prefix for a database. So every table from one site is copied to another site. So I think 12 tables are part of the standard WordPress installation. So you will have 12 tables for every site inside your network, and they will have prefix and number of the site in the network, and after that everything, name of the table. So there is one user role that's interesting in multi-site, and it's called super admin. So you know what is admin inside of standard WordPress installation, that is super admin here. So super admin can manipulate, install, clone, do everything with every site in the network, but administrator, like a lower role, can do everything on a single site. So if you give your client administrator role, be sure, and you are sure, that he or she will see only that installation. He or she will not see any other installation in the network. Super admin can see all other installations in a network. Also, super admin can access all the tools for setting up multi-site. And there are not much tools, there are just tools for administrative, email, for changing domain and so on, and can manipulate any of the sites in a network. Also, the plugins and themes are shared across site, and one more thing that's important, uploads folder is shared. So every site in a network can go to, if you have a site number 3 and you have a picture inside a folder, when you go to that address, uploads number 3, site number and picture, you will see, and everyone in a network can go to this path. So you must protect it if you don't want any other site to access all images from this site. And you must use multi-site compatible plugins. 2 types of plugins, free and paid. Most of free plugins are compatible to multi-site because there is no settings for regarding paying and so on. But if the site supports, if the plugin supports multi-site, then you will see all the options, like on, when you go to specific site and activate the plugin, you will see options for that site only. So plugins on this site, on multi-site, how they are installed. You must be super admin, install plugin on a network level. So plugins are installed on a network level, but only activated or enabled on a specific website. So you are the person, if you're super admin, you're the person who can activate, who can install, they install. So from a specific website, you cannot remove plugin. You can just disable it or deactivate it, but you cannot remove it. You must be super admin and go to network administration and remove plugin from complete multi-site. So they are installed on a multi-site level, but can be controlled on the specific site level. So you can give administrator privileges. It's safe here, your clients, full administrative privileges, because they can only use everything and change everything on their website, but you are sure that they cannot remove plugins from their website, they cannot install their plugins. So you are the only person that can install plugins. And some of the paid plugins are not compatible in a way we are used to, because Yoast, as an example, there is no license key for that plugin, so you must use separate installation. So they give you separate installation through email, and then you put that installation on server. If you put that kind of installation on server, you will break your author's guidelines, if I can say that. Also, be aware about SVG and unfiltered HTML. On a standard website, you can use everything. You can put your SVG files. In my company, SpotHopper, designers are using SVG borders. So between sections, we put border, and this is, in most cases, SVG. Only super admin can add SVG. So you must create some changes and allow administrators, or in my case, we created a special account, special role. It's called designer, and that role has some sort of super admin privileges, and in that case, they will have this. They will have unfiltered HTML. Also, you will have a problem with with your clients. They are used to use WordPress as administrator, and you give them and you say you are editor, then you have a problem. They will say, I want to be administrator. Don't worry, give them administrator privileges. All they can do, they can break their site, not complete multi-site. So that's great. I give all my clients specific role, but it's almost administrator role. I just hide some things from the menu just not to bother them. And using block themes. Do you know the main problem with block themes? From my point of view, main problem, only one theme JSON file. So themes are also installed on a multi-site level and activated and used on a specific site. You cannot install on a specific site. The same thing as plugins. So every site in your network can have a different theme. So it's not true that every site must be the same. No, absolutely not. But can be if you want. So if you change anything in a theme JSON, it will reflect all sites. So I think before version 6.3, there was a problem. Fonts were installed directly inside of theme JSON, and one of my colleagues designers removed the font that he does not want to use on this specific site, and it removed from all sites in the network. That's not a problem anymore. Fonts are installed directly into database. Every font is labeled in the database, so this is not a problem anymore. And what should you use? Plugins for user role synchronization. So you must synchronize when you give a customer, we are in restaurant business. Some customers have 10 restaurants. So it's not that you should create separate account for 10 instances, 10 sites, so you create one account. So inside of multi-site, every user that you create on a multi-site level and permissions that are granted on a multi-site level are not important for specific sites, because on specific site you must decide what's the user roles for specific users. So if I'm super administrator on a network, my colleague that is also super administrator can give me subscriber to any site. So it's not, I can access everything on a multi-site level, but I cannot access almost nothing on that specific site. So that's fine-grained control. Also, site cloning. If you want to have starting point, like in our company, we have starting point for every restaurant. So starting point is sections and everything, theme files, and so we use that starting point and clone sites. There is no easy option for cloning. You must use plugin. There is abandoned WPMU dev created a plugin and abandoned it. It's called Cloner. You can find it on GitHub repo, and you can use code from plugin and just clone every site in a network. And domain mapping. Do you know what is domain mapping? Has anyone any idea? Yes. So in this case, you are mapping. You can create and use separate domain for each site in a network. They are starting as subfolders or subdomains, but you can easily change them to any domain on the domain that you have and possess. And what's the key strategies? Backup, backup, backup. It's not error. You must think about backup every time. Also use something that's called WP CLI. Do you know what it is? Yes, you can use it in multi-site also, but you must define a URL of specific blog in a network. So in this network, everything is called blog. So every site is called blog. Do not be afraid of that. That's just the way it is. Also, I would suggest that you use CDN. In our company, we are using Cloudflare. We are using also CloudFront, AVS. So use CDN, use server infrastructure, communicate with the DevOps, because he will be very helpful if you are not one man do it all. And also something that you should be aware of is Ludicrous DB. So it's something, a plugin, or it's, I think it was previously called HyperDB, and now it's Ludicrous because HyperDB is abandoned. So it allows you to distribute database across remote servers. So then the backup of a single site, it's easy peasy, as you can say. So in this case, you can use almost every backup plugin. I know that my colleagues from Albert, that he's one of the next speakers, he is in company ServerMask. They are creators of all-in-one VP WP migration. That plugin can export a single site from multi-site network if there is a need and reason to. And never stop playing. Thank you.